tell you, you will be blessed. This is beginning today of our gathering together. And I'm so glad that I got a haircut one day, and I was blessed in the barber shop. And you're going to be blessed, and you're not in the barber shop. These are the parents of these two boys, and Dustin is the father, and he has a few words to say, and our boys will be here to bless you. Dustin, you come, please.
Get away from that staple right here. Okay, can everybody hear me?
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
you're
Okay,
clear.
all right, good. Like Leslie said, we were in the barber shop probably 2 years ago now, and it was close to Memorial Day, and the boys, Logan especially, has always been super patriotic, and his dream and life's goal is to be a Marine.
Amen.
And anywhere he goes, whether it's Lowe's or the grocery store or Walmart, he's always looking for a veteran, somebody that's got a hat on or a shirt or something, and he'll go up and shake their hand, thank them for their service. He wants to know where they served and what they've been into, you know, what branch of the service they were in or whatever. But anyway, we were in the barber shop, and the boys had been practicing for Memorial Day service that they were going to do. So I asked Tommy Sane, the barber here in Morganton, which is one of the best barbers around, by the way.
Yeah, that's right.
But anyway, I asked Tommy if he knew if any veterans were in the room that day, and he said, yes, you're in luck. He said, there's several, and he thought one from every branch of the service. Well, so the boys got up and done a little presentation for the veterans in honor for the veterans there, and that's how Leslie came to know us, and we're so thankful. He's such a great man, and we're glad that we've been acquainted with him. A little bit about my family. Logan is actually my stepson, but I don't call him my stepson because he's my son.
There you go.
Ethan is my biological and Haley's my biological. But Logan's dad was a U.S. Forest Service law enforcement officer. And I don't know if any of y'all remember, but it's been 5 years ago, this past March, just right across the ridge here on Fish Hatchery Road, that he got killed in the line of duty while performing a manhunt. Logan was asked by his teachers, y'all bear with me.
Yeah.
Yeah, we understand.
Logan was asked by his teacher, the whole class had to write a report on an inspirational person who has changed the world. And this has just been a couple of months ago. But the teacher was looking for somebody like Martin Luther King or Adolf Hitler or somebody that's changed the world, you know, whether it was for the good or bad. They've made an impact on the world. Well, Logan, being Logan, wanted to write about his father. He didn't get a good grade because it was off subject, but I would like to read his paper to you just to show y'all where his heart is and how patriotic he is, if I can get through it. So, my dad has always been the type of person that never gave up. I remember when Dad coached my basketball team, I would want to give up, and he would say, son, do not ever give up, because if you give up now, then you will be taking the easy way out, and that's no way to live your life. When my dad got the call on March 12, 2014, he was off that day, but he went anyway. That was his job, and they needed him. He and his canine, Moros, was one of the best trackers around. When he got there, he said, what do you need me to do? And the sheriff that was there said that we have a murder suspect that has killed his parents and fled into the woods. Without hesitation, my dad replied as a law enforcement officer and said, I can find him. So my dad and his canine went knowing that there was danger. Went into the woods. And there was another canine handler there that day that was going to go down a path. And I think that my dad had a feeling that the suspect was down that path. And the canine handler, it was her first day, and my dad had experience. My dad said, I'll go down that path. So my dad goes down that path, and it was so windy that it makes it hard for a canine to track. The scent mushrooms like a heavy cloud, and before Moros could alert which way to go, the suspect was hiding behind a tree and shot my dad and his canine. The suspect ran, and just a short time after, the state troopers found the suspect, and he opened fire on the state troopers. And they did the same, and the suspect went down and drew his last breath. I believe that it takes real perseverance to go to a call when it's your day off. So people may say that my dad did not change the world. Maybe not, but he changed McDowell County along with several other counties and states. Every person that knew him will tell you what a good man he was and that he was a hero with heart. I will tell you over and over that he changed my life and for the better. I am so proud to call my dad my hero. Each day I ask myself how I can live my life like my dad. One thing about my dad, he loved his family and his job. He loved to educate and teach people right from wrong. He put his heart into making a difference. One time I remember when I was not trying my best on my homework, he said, "Logan, perfect practice makes perfect." What that means to me is that when you practice, do your very best and it will come natural. Because of my dad's passing, the law enforcement has changed their training techniques to help others with canines to make sure that what happened to my dad doesn't happen again. I have persevered every day of my life ever since March 12, 2014. So people may say, "I know what it feels like to lose someone." Well, let me tell you something. You may know what it feels like to lose someone, but have you lost your dad at age 7? Well, the same year that my dad died, my mom got cancer and had to go to the doctor every Tuesday. And I have to worry if my mom is going to be okay or if I'm going to lose her too. Worrying every day if her cancer is getting better or worse. I have got to go with my mom to the doctor's office, and it breaks my heart to see what she has to go through. It will bring tears to my eyes. I hope to change the world by going into the Marine Corps and serving my country. I am willing to lay down my life in order for the men and women that I serve with, that they may come home to their families. I also hope to protect every American citizen so that they may have their freedoms, and I hope by serving my country and being a Marine Corps sniper that I can change the world for the better. Now, Logan is now 11 years old. He'll be 12 in July. And Ethan is 10. And this is my daughter Haley. She's 17. But anyway, the boys are going to come and perform for you hopefully before the rain starts. And so I hope y'all enjoy it.
First of all, let us pledge our allegiance to the flag. Attention, salute, pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. I just want to say that it is an honor and a privilege for me and my brother to be here and perform for everyone. And I want to thank Mr. Cartwright first for serving this great country, and thank you for letting us be here. And I want to thank all of you for just serving, if you guys have served. And just without further ado, we are going to perform. I walked through a county courthouse square. On a park bench, an old man was sitting there. I said, "Your old courthouse is kind of run down." He said, "No, it'll do for our little town." I said, "Your old flagpole has leaned a bit, and that's a ragged old flag you got hanging on it." He said, "Have a seat," and I sat down. "Is this the first time you've been to our little town?" I said, "I think it is." He said, "I don't like to brag, but I'm mighty proud of that ragged old flag. You see, we got a little hole in that flag there when Washington took it across to Delaware, and it got powder burned the night that Francis Scott Key except watching it ride and say, can you see? And it got a bad rip in New Orleans, from Pakenham and Jackson, a tugging at its seams, and it almost fell at the Alamo, beside the Texas flag, but she waved on though. And she got cut with a sword at Chancellorsville, and she got cut again at Shiloh Hill. There was Robert E. Lee Beauregard and Bragg, and the south wind blew hard on that ragged old flag. On Flanders Field in World War I, she got a big hole from a Bertha gun. She turned blood red in World War II. She hung limp and low a time or two. She was in Korea, Vietnam. She went when she was sent by her Uncle Sam. She waved from our ships upon the briny foam. Now they've about quit waving her back here at home. In her own good land here she's been abused. She's been burned, dishonored, denied, and refused. And the government for which she stands is scandalized throughout the land. And she's getting threadbare and she's wearing thin, but she's in good shape for the shape she's in, 'cause she's been through the fire before, and I believe she can take a whole lot more. So we raise her up every morning, we take her down every night, we don't let her touch the ground, and we fold her upright. On second thought, I do like to brag, 'cause I'm mighty proud of that ragged old flag.